back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Yes, the conversation is flowing and it is so good on this Tuesday morning. We're continuing down that avenue of talking to our life coaches. Robin Kubik is here as well as Kirsty Melmed, and we're diving deeper into time management as we explore the importance of accountability and also cultivating a growth mindset. I'm big on that. Let's have a growth mindset because we cannot be stagnant and staying in the same place year after year, right? We want to kind of progress somewhere.
Yep. It's like she is asking you to please push her forward.
I need a life
in life.
coach, guys.
That's permission to grow. Go.
Yeah, like how do we break that plateau? How do we pull that elastic band back and let it snap?
This is a really good question, Gray. We spoke about accountability a little bit more. Let's talk about setting up a support system. I think that's also really important, and maybe that is what I'm missing. I have like one or two people that are in my life, but also they're my partners, you know, and they're my best friend. I can't expect too much of them when it comes to reliance. So how do we set up a good support structure to get us to progress in life?
I think it's like we spoke earlier, and that's where life coaches comes in. Some people, like you said, is it a real thing? It is actually someone that can come into your life that can help you move from point A to point B. And that is sometimes, you know, something, I won't say that your partner or your best friend can hold you accountable, but maybe someone that's neutral, that can come with a particular skill and say,
no baggage there.
I'm going to move you from point A to point B, let's journey together.
I love that. So what if we are on a journey together, but our point B is someone else's point C, and now we are joining? And we're obviously doing this based on the context of We Live in Time, which captures a beautiful relationship over a 10-year period where two people in very different stages of life kind of start gelling, they synchronize, but then life has a way of kind of throwing these serious kind of challenges at you that disturb that balance. How do we, within a partnership, find that synchronicity if we're in different seasons or phases of our lives?
Good question.
Oh, these are the big
Is it
questions.
even possible?
Yeah, these are the big questions. You know, I think it's okay to say at the moment we've got different priorities, even though there is this overarching priority, which is us and the life that if we're talking about partners, like
For
romantic
sure,
partners,
yeah.
there's this life that we're building, but there's also within that, there's me as an individual and there's you as an individual. And it's okay to have different focuses at various points in time, but knowing that we're still holding that bigger picture for each other. We're still making space to be curious about, you know, what are you facing at the moment? What am I facing at the moment? Where can we meet in the middle on that?
Because, and just to reinforce what you're saying, because my wife and I, she's very much about long-term goals at the moment, which means it puts maybe a little bit more pressure on me in the small term, but I can see, and she's so kind of achievement orientated. So I'm just watching her tick box, and it's giving me so much inspiration to approach my life in a slightly different way. But now we get validation on a much deeper level when we are looking towards each other's bigger picture and how we can support in that. And suddenly a lot of the smaller stuff just doesn't matter anymore. It's just the nonsense. Well, I'll take it on the chin, but it's absolutely right what you say. I love that.
I love that. So I've heard of the phrase time poor because I say it often. Oh my gosh, I'm so time poor. But I've heard there's also time wealth. Can we talk a bit more about this, unpack it? What does it even mean?
How?
Time wealth is like, do I have the freedom to use my time in any way that I choose to use it?
Wow.
Because we know what money wealth is. I can spend those dollars on whatever I want.
You're spending 12 hours a day getting that money.
Exactly, but it's the same thing with time, and time is something that we cannot get more of. So do I have the freedom? It's actually about freedom. Do I have the freedom to do what I want with my time in a way, like I said before, that lights me up?
That's meaningful, yeah.
Yeah.
How do we get more time? I feel like you've got the answers here, Chris. Tell us the truth.
Well, this is it. And I think you guys become quite practiced at it. And maybe therein lies the answer here. To circle back to the need to have a life coach or someone to kind of help us defrag and work out. So what are those practical steps that we can start doing today to carve out more time? How would you go about making the most of yours?
I would think, and there's something just hit my mind, is to check in with yourself regularly. Where am I at?
Yeah, otherwise, how are you going to know?
What am I going to? I wanted to answer earlier on, you know, with your partner, you know, how regular do you check in with your partner? Where are we at in terms of our goals? Because women are always deeper than men.
Yeah.
I mean, he said it.
Don't say it ashamed, man.
I'm not. And
Proclaim it.
so it's important that, sometimes we are so focused on getting things done, but they are, 6, 12 months ahead of us because we are all over the show. But it's just fair to just start doing a check-in. And I think a lot comes from that check-in, reflection. We then cultivate a rhythm of reflection between the two of us, We can do it together. It's not just you alone.
But then, and then you can start to rely on them for the bigger picture while you focus on the smaller or vice versa. I like that.
Yeah. Time management, I won't lie, is something that I don't have, guys. It's something I've been working on for years now.
You are
and
about
it is
21 years
tough.
old, so it'll come.
And in my teen years it was bad, and now in my young 20s.
But you know what actually really helps with that? Something really
Tell me,
practical.
please.
It's called time blocking.
Okay.
And it's where you sit on, or how I do it is I sit on a Sunday night and I look at my week ahead and I go, right, what do I want to achieve this week? So let's say, for example, which is true, I want to start exercising.
Yeah.
If I just hit Monday without any thought or plan of where I'm going to fit in exercise, I'm not going to fit it in because all of my responsibilities are going to start
And they're going to seem
pulling me
more
down.
important.
Exactly. Other people need me. My daughter needs me. My work needs everything. And that exercise is not going to happen. Whereas if I sit on a Sunday and I look at my week and I say, right, I'm blocking out this half hour on a Monday, on a Wednesday, and a Friday. And that is in my calendar and it's non-negotiable.
I like that in my calendar.
Time
You
is
do
money.
need to
And that
put it
becomes
My
a
calendar,
carrot.
don't mess with that.
100% because it's official, but that then becomes a carrot. And suddenly, while previously yesterday you were more worried about all the challenges that you had to get through in that difficult meeting, that now all you're thinking about is, okay, what am I going to wear to gym tomorrow? What am I going to do? I have my nutrition packed, and suddenly your physical health and well-being is sitting on a similar sort of platform as the other priorities, and it should be our most important priority because it's what we got, and you
Foundation of
only get one,
everything,
brain and body, and we often just easily, when you've got kids or you've got a thriving practice, I'm sure you both have thriving practices. I didn't mean to just point at you, Rob. But it begs the question, how much are you checking in with yourself? How are you doing, man? Are you all right? Are you achieving what you need
Listen,
to
I mean, I'm
achieve?
good now because it's the beginning of the year, but ask me again in July. I don't know about that.
That's
again
exactly
July.
what's
Yeah,
needed.
again
July.
Check in.
Well, we've got not one but two life coaches now, so we're going to be okay. Guys, thank you so much. You've given us so many practical tips. I think I'm going to have to take a moment, go and have a talk with myself in front of the mirror, start setting things, block something out there, but just do it. Be practical. And feeding off what Carissa said, don't make it about climbing the whole mountain. Just one little mouthful, one little footstep at a time. Maybe it starts with just getting out of bed this morning and then embracing it, but just make it an intentional thing. Go out there and use your time wisely.